Altcoin pump setting up. We're seeing signs of reversal. I got some incredible charts showing the Bitcoin bottom may very well likely be in. Crypto is about to have explosive move to the upside. Is alt season inbound? I do believe it is. Everybody, let's get this live stream posted, retweeted. I'm going to be going live here in just a moment. Just getting this reshared on the Twitter or on X, we should say, and everywhere else. We're jumping right into this today. So let's go ahead and everybody get active in the live chat. I want to see some comments. I want to see some activity. I want to know, are you bullish or bearish on this reversal starting now, or do you think we still have some time? Everybody, we're about to get into it because we got some massive signs of reversal. So let's get in here, see what coins are setting up, what we can do about it, and what we need to do to make sure we capture the move. That's what this is all about. Let's do this together. And on that note, let's absolutely go. Bitcoin bottom in, altcoins about to pump. Are we seeing the signs of life that we want to see? Or are we going to have to wait another month or 2 or 3 or 4? It's so frustrating, right? But when we come into the charts and we see what's going on, we see that this roundingness is starting to get really sort of strong with all these wicks down, bulls back up, wick down, bull back up, but rounding out on the candle bodies here. This is a 6-hour chart, but we also see the momentum wave starting to tick up. We see not much signs of life on stochastics or RSI. It's being held under that 50 mark. You see right over here, I'm looking at these numbers, 50%. It's under that. Once we start getting above, especially 4, 6, 8 hour and above, starting here on the 6 hour, if this starts to tick up above and work its way up, that means strength is coming into the market. When we come over here and look at Ethereum, Ethereum also is holding above this line. It's also still well within this channel, but we're seeing the massive bear attempt. Bulls bring it back up, and the bulls have been able to hold this area. Shout out to Alexandra G. $10 super chat. I appreciate you getting the super chat train going this morning. I'm going to say today we're going to be giving a bit more time for anybody that has super chats with specific coins that you want to see. Drop a super chat. Members also drop some coins. We will try to get through as many as possible. We got to break down what's going on in this market, because when we come over here and we look at what is going on, I do believe we're getting into that zone. $3.22 trillion. What else we got? Look at this. Bitcoin's hovering right at that $2 trillion mark. You just realize what this means. 3.2 trillion for every crypto. 2 trillion of that 3.2 trillion, aka 60%. Where are we at? Where's the percentage? 59.5% dominance of Bitcoin for the entire crypto market cap, just for Bitcoin. And Ethereum it's struggling to make its move, but I got some signs of life that I think we all need to pay attention to. So let's get into it today, because looking here on the hourly, we're starting to see some movement here. Quite a bit of green. We got cake up 3.4%. Trump making some moves with plus 5%. But across the board, we're seeing more dominantly green than red. When we go on the daily, we're kind of still getting a mixed bag, but a little bit more green here on the weekly. Quite a bit of green. It's not as bad as it feels. When you're paying attention to the market, it's not as bad as it feels, because you might have something like, for instance, Crow or HBAR or a BitGet token or Flare or, some of these other specific coins that are down, ONDO. But does that mean because the specific coin you're holding is down, but the rest of the market is starting to look really good? Plus 31% for GTO. God, the market is doing better than we feel. But on the monthly, we're getting quite a bit of red. I expect the majority of this to be green, very green in the very near future. So let's keep our heads up. Let's take advantage of all of this red. All of this red is all of this opportunity. We need to realize that. So let's take a look at what we want to see today. Are we topping here? I'm talking about a reversal. I'm not talking about topping, but what does the data say? I see that people are equating the consolidation. We're sitting here consolidating, meaning the price is chopping in a range. Consolidating below $100,000 with the consolidation at the top of 2021. It's just like this. This is the distribution. It's going to break down. But what does it look like here on the volatility adjusted power law index? Look at how high this was and look at how low this is. This looks more like a mid-cycle before we get the ultimate top in the market here. You can't see it on the previous cycle right here. See how this right here, even here, people were thinking that this could be a market cycle top. Look at where this metric is. We're roughly the same point, but the price is so much higher. We have so much more room to go for price to the upside. So let's not necessarily worry about a top with the most bullish structures we've seen and the back end support and architecture for a much taller tower, meaning price action moving up. So let's keep our head about us, because it is Valentine's Day, and this is the type of chart I want to see. So happy Valentine's to each and every one of you. You make my heart pump faster than Bitcoin during a bull run, each and every one of you. We can see this right here from Crypto Busy, but this is a beautiful chart, and this is what we're waiting on. All the chop that we're seeing in the Bitcoin market. Of course, this is a bit silly with the heart shape, but we are looking for that next leg up. And then what do we see? How is it going to go up? Well, here's the China, not the global, but just the China, China's money supply. And what are we seeing? We're seeing this sort of having this bit of a sell-off that we've seen over the last, we had a pretty big pump during this period. This period right here is when we had the doubling in price in the face of liquidity coming out of the market. But now we're also seeing liquidity come into the market, and the price is holding at that range, everybody. We are bullish as we can be about what is coming. And if we do get the global liquidity starting to tick up, not just China, but the US, these stealth quantitative easing mechanisms, and what's going on with European central banks, so on and so forth, we're seeing the gas get put into the car at the base of the mountain, telling us that we're going to have that power to go up the mountain. That's essentially what we are seeing. And then we see some bullishness. We're going to do mostly charts today, just so you know. Mon-Fri, how you doing, Alex? And how you doing, Alexander G's? Always love seeing you, Mon-Fri. Your name makes me smile. Always good vibes. Falco, how you doing? Hadari Prawl, how you doing? Renegade Designers, Saint Goose, Sack Nasty. We got the vibes. We got the fam in here. Several hundred people. How you all doing? Guys, we're at that point. We're at the turning point. I'll put my feet on the ground. I'll tell you, it's my estimation that we are at the base of the mountain. We're at the turning point, and we're about to see some fireworks. Does that mean you go all in on leverage? No, but it does mean you start. We've been looking for these dip opportunities. I've been stacking in. I dropped in some money the other day. So, the last 2 weeks, I kind of consolidated down into some concentrated plays with ONDO and Chainlink and Aerodrome and Constellation DAG and Dog on Bitcoin. My primary conviction plays. And as the market, this roundingness and the strength of this alt power starts coming in, then I will, as I add more, then I'll start going into the other super risky plays or AI and these sorts of things again, as the market starts to get that confidence, because we've seen even some of the things that I sold out of, although I still think they're going to do well, it's good I sold out of those because they dropped another 15, 20, 30% since I sold. So I protected myself, and now it's going to start to be time for that super aggressive mode that comes in. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand upon your hip. Mon-Fri, I got you, baby. Now, coming on here, we also see, according to the information on State Street, Citibank will launch Bitcoin and crypto custody. Awesome. Then what else do we see? GameStop is reportedly exploring Bitcoin, basically adding it to their treasury. They have $4.6 billion in cash. This is amazing. And remember the type of community GameStop has, what we saw with the GameStop saga a couple years ago. Massive retail involvement. So if they're making moves into Bitcoin, it also could sort of spark a good portion of that community also to start making some moves as well into Bitcoin. Then we see Coinbase on the traditional side. Coinbase stock. Coinbase blows past expectations with the biggest revenue in 3 years. Now, why is this important? Because their expected earnings per share, the dividend, was $1.81 per share. This is, over almost 3-something times that. A little under 3 times that. 4.68 earnings per share versus 1.81, and $2.27 billion in revenue versus the only expected 1.8. It's the best quarter since 2021. So this also puts it on the you know, the awareness of all these traditional players out there that aren't looking at Bitcoin. They're looking at just, you know, investments, maybe crypto facing investments like Coin or MicroStrategy or Metaplanet, so on and so forth, and all the different mining stocks, Mara and IREN, etc. But this is incredible. This is, I mean, the appetite for this market is beyond what we can even expect. And then we come on a little further, and this is where we get into the fun stuff, baby. I know we've seen charts like this for some time, but let's cut out the noise. We're looking at just the line chart on altcoins. Altcoins, most hated rally approaching because so many people are starting to count this out. And what are we seeing? Look at this line right here, a bounce. Look at this, a rejection. Look at this, a breakout, bounce, launch. Okay, bounce, rejection, breakout, bounce. What was after? What was that next stage? Launch. Is that what's coming? Well, when we zoom in on this, this is the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. So this is that others chart that I show you. All of the crypto in the market cap. Cut out the top 10, cut all these out, boom. Now look at everything else, you know, not just this to the 100, but all the way into page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. And what do we see when we look at that? We see a massive bullish divergence. Lower lows, lower low, lower low. Here's the RSI, low, higher low, higher low. Are we brewing into that move? Well, let's talk about it, because when we look at ETH, for instance, ETH, is it about to make its move? Well, when we see ETH to Bitcoin, and this is the most important, especially if we're talking about alt season. It's not just ETH moving. Is ETH and these other alts that we're holding, are they moving faster than Bitcoin? I don't care if my whole altcoin portfolio is moving up. If it's not moving up as fast as Bitcoin, why the hell am I in these assets? Now, we've been trying to lick our wounds the last several months because it's been a very choppy environment. And in fact, meme coins, and I'm not hating on meme coins, but meme coins have taken a huge amount of liquidity and focus and excitement and so on and so forth in the market the last 3, 4, 5 months. But we have not, it's not like altcoins haven't moved. We saw AI move as a sector. Then we saw AI agents move. We see meme doing their own things. We've seen these different subsectors doing really well in the market, but they're not moving together. And when we start getting the concerted like concentration of confidence and the market just moving, that's when we really are like, yo, alt season's here, let's ride. And when we're looking at ETH, which ETH has not moved yet, look at this bleed. This is 2022 right here. From 2022, all of it just accelerating the move to the downside. And look at this bounce. Look at this bounce. I mean, look, perfect. I mean, picture perfect bounce there on that trend line. Zoom back out. Bouncing perfect. And we have a bullish divergence here on the RSI. Are we getting the signs that everybody's getting to that ultimate frustration, pissed off, rah, but the data, not the sentiment, not the price? Who gives a hell about the price? What is the price? What does the chart say with the data and the underlying signals beyond just what's triggering our hopes and fears? This is scaring the shit out of people. And are we at that scary point that we finally get the reversal? Because we see not just Ethereum, but then we see Constellation DAG also joins top mines in the DLT. Incredible meeting today with the White House Crypto Council Executive Director, Bo Hines. He's running that Executive Director, President Advisors for Digital Assets. Cool. And this is Ben Jorgensen right here, founder of Constellation DAG, with the Digital Chamber, Filecoin, Stellar Org, Ripple, IOHK Media, Aptos, Move, Miston Labs, and Ava Labs, all of them together. I mean, this is incredible. And remember, they already have, Constellation DAG already has multiple years of working with contracts with the Department of Defense, with the U.S. Treasury, with U.S. Air Force. I mean, the U.S. Transcom, they have Panasonic is building an L1 on Constellation DAG. I think there's going to be some pretty massive things that come to Constellation DAG here in the near future, and they're not even on a tier 1 exchange yet. We'll look at those charts in a second. But then, of course, look at the ultimate setup right here. Also, data entry is crucial. Yes, data is the new oil. Constellation DAG has basically, I think, the top data encryption back to, I mean, it's not limitless. What do you call it? Feeless transactions, so on and so forth. So, I mean, then we look at Aerodrome, guys. Look at Aerodrome. Are you kidding me? Beautiful falling wedge. Boom. Which means, see this? It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. The bears are getting much less oomph to the downside, but it's a falling wedge near the apex, meaning the point at which these two areas touch, into a reversal, basically a reversal pattern, which is an inverse head and shoulders right here. And it's, I mean, this is, the pattern alone suggests up. This pattern down here alone suggests up. But we have to make sure we don't just overwhelmingly trust it's 100% going to happen. Because as we've talked about time and time again, when we come over here, we look at Aerodrome. Let's look at Aerodrome. There's that chart. Here's the shoulder. Here's the head. Here's the shoulder. Now, although this very much looks like it wants to break out, again, everything has been tricking the life out of everybody. So watch for a breakout. Let me make this much brighter. Hold on one second. Make it yellow. Let's make it green. And we're going to make it much brighter. Happy little bush right here. Just a happy bush. So let's watch for this breakout and make sure that you don't just ape in on huge leverage, because this very well could come up, wash people out, come back in, find a base, and then move. But what, of course, we all want is a breakout here, testing into this range, right? A retest back to the neckline somewhere in this range here, and then the move out of that. That would be textbook picture perfect. But there's so much bullishness in this market, nothing's really been textbook picture perfect. There's been a lot of fake outs in this market. Now, we've been covering it here on the BitLab channel. We've been saying them before they happen, and it's just been like, it's been such a high hit rate of what we've been calling. So pay attention if we do get, the move out, that we don't get a washout back down before we get a base before we launch. Now, this has been such a persistent chop all the way down with a lot of the altcoins. We've seen it here on the others chart all the way down, but here's the fake out down coming back up in. If this, I mean, this is, because this technically should have broken out. So this is that type of fake out. This faked out to the downside, bear trap, ultimate bear trap all the way down here. If this does push back up in, boom, 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 something like that. And this is that others chart. But when we come to Aerodrome and we see, this potentially setting up for the breakout, great, but don't just go all in without practicing a little bit of patience. But let me zoom back. Let me see what you guys are saying, how you're feeling, bullish, bearish, ride the wave and hang 10 toes. There you go, baby. Yeah, just reading. We need a nice catalyst to light this rocket's fuse. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy for all of you. We've held it through. It's been a choppy market, but we're still on the cusp of greatness. And I didn't even mention it here with Aerodrome. What do we also see in addition to these patterns? We see right here on the data. There we go. On the data, we're getting this is just identifying very obvious bullish divergences. And we got the money flow starting to tick back up. And we got, look at this, stochastics angled up, our RSI angled up. It's looking like a little mini stopping point. So watch for a little bit of a fake out. But let's get over to the daily. Okay. VWAP angled up. Look at this. Stochastics angled up. RSI angled up. All green except for 2 neutral. I mean, is this the moment? Let's look at Constellation DAG. Similar. Look at this. Breaking down. Big washout. Now we're getting that sort of rounding bottom. This is on the daily. Let's get to the 4-hour. Okay. We're starting to get higher lows here. We got a bit of a zone right here. We can actually drag this down because we had 2 wicks above, but look at all these candle bodies. Rejection, 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 rejection. Let's get to a smaller time frame. Is the move ready? I mean, you could call this a bit of a head and shoulders as well. Okay, look at this. This is what I like to see. The VWAP. VWAP comes down and is flat at the 0 line. If this can maintain this and start to work its way back up, then the move is set. But I don't think we're exactly immediately right there right now, but we are on the cusp. Okay, let's look at Link. Okay, look at beautiful. I mean, look at this roundingness. That's so damn beautiful. Look at this. Atom and Eve. Now, what is an Adam and Eve? Let's see, Adam and Eve pattern. I got to type that so we don't end up at the Adam and Eve adult toy website. But see this Adam and Eve pattern? These tend to break. How do they break? To the upside. Adam, which is the V shape, the Eve, boom. This is basically a potential bullish reversal pattern. Adam and the stretched out Eve. I didn't mean, that didn't come out right, but you know what I'm saying. So if this can start to persist higher, then we might be making that move to retest up here. Let's get to the 4 hour. Retest back up here on this trend line first, which I kind of have it not as bright. Let's make it brighter just so you can see it. There we go. So we're watching for this zone right here, which is also perfectly in line with this horizontal line that we've marked out here. It's been very important. So this zone is going to be important, about 20 to 22 bucks. And then the next level is going to be up here, the 23 to 24 bucks. Once we clear that, then we can start talking about some moves. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because we've seen a lot of fake outs. Let's watch for a move here. Bit of a fake out retest, a little chop here, a move back up into the zone. And then, I mean, we've got some work to do. But remember, we've got some things on the table right now. We've got the, what do you call it? We've got the FTX $16 billion coming back to the market. It's starting to in the next 4 days. We've got just economic news is starting to shake out all of the fear from the tariffs and this and that. It's starting to look like it's actually good because we're making better deals. So what do you know? Oh my God, there's negotiation tactics that just haven't been used. Maybe Trump isn't a jackass. So looking at what's happening in the market right now, and we see that China is starting to print money. We see that the US, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to print money where it's, you know, quote unquote money printing, but they're starting to free up capital from other things. They're starting to, they still have, you know, almost $1 trillion in money that could be basically released into the market from the Treasury General account. We have bank term lending stuff coming back in. They're likely going to raise the debt ceiling because we're already above it. There's a lot of things on the horizon right now. So let's be a little patient. Let's look at some coins. Let's see what you guys got in here. Classic Adam move. Spinning, yeah. Stretched out Eve is crazy. I meant that the time. Yeah. But what are some of the things you guys are looking at? Let's kind of, I'll keep my chat open so I can see what you're looking at. I'll definitely make sure to hit any super chats with any coins you want to see for sure. But let's go through some of these coins. BNB made a pretty big move. Where's my mouse? BNB made a pretty big move up the other day. And it's had a little bit of a retest. And we talked about this yesterday. In fact, we took a sort of a fractal, a bar chart so we could overlay potentially on ETH. But we see, look, breakout comes back, retest is kind of hovering here. If this is lost, it's not the end of the world. We'd just be watching for Binance to come back down, I would think, to about 635, 630, maybe a little wick down here to 625, but right into this level is where I'd watch for a retest if it continues to break down. As it stands right now, this is just, look at this, 4 hour chart comes right down and it's just holding the zone. If this can hold, currently this might be forming a W formation. If it can take out 684, then I think we're making a move back up to about 720. And then the next stage we can look at beyond that. But then let's look at Solana. Solana, our girl. Remember, people think Solana's not doing anything. Let's just go take a little trip down memory lane. Nick Dunn says Plume. We'll look at Plume next. Let's take a look at memory lane. Look at where this went to. $8. This move is so fantastic. And people are worried right now why it's not moving. Some people just got in way late. It's like, well, is it going to still move? It's not going to move like this. It's not going to do another 3,268% move. That would be a 32x mirror. Do you realize what a 32x is on 200? I mean, that would be ridiculous. What is 32 on 600? Let's see. 32 clear. 32 times 200, sorry. That would be a $6,400 Solana. That's why you buy the fear. Now, does that mean I don't think Solana's going to perform well? I think Solana's still going to do fantastic. I don't think it's going to do a 32x from here. So when we look at this and we realize, okay, it made a pretty damn big move, but how much juice does it have left? Remember, this is a perfect example. I did not add this on the chart. I added this back here. I said, watch. The reason I bring this up, because much like I was just talking about with Aerodrome, if this breaks out, which it should, based on the falling wedge, I drew this when the candles were over here. I said, watch for a breakout and a fake out back down before a launch. And I'm not even joking. I've left this on the chart because it's just like, I can't believe how freaking accurate it was. We broke out and immediately melted down faster than I drew, but melted down, came down. Yes, we had a wick further down, but look at where this is kind of coming down to. Why did I draw it there? Because we had a trend line there, and this is exactly what's happened. So now we're, forming a W pattern here, but a larger W pattern here. If we can clear on Solana, 208. If we clear 208, then we're looking at making a move to 224, which is the next level up. If we clear 224, then we're looking at the next level up here to about 257, 260. If we clear 260, I'm not even worried about this 290. If we clear this zone, I think we're going to be making that next leg up on Solana up here to about 359. And then again, the levels just continue based on the charts we've driven. 414 is the 1.618. The next level up is 666. I hate that because that number, but that's the 2.618. So front running it. We already have the blue targets here. Basically the 618 zone, and the next target above that is about 850, 880. But we need to take it level by level. Everybody sees this and gets excited. They over-leverage themselves. And then here on the 1 hour chart, when you get chop in the chart, let me double click here. When you get chop in the chart, you're like, he said 880. Yeah, that's a possibility. And there's levels before to get there. If we even get to 8, I think somewhere in the $500 to $700 range would be fantastic for Solana. But we're at $200 right now. We need to take this level by level. In fact, we need to be aware that Solana still could come down and tap the golden pocket down here, which it already has right here, which would be back down here at 170. We could still get another washout in this market. So although we're bullish, super bullish, we are prepared for bullish dip opportunities. So a sell-off here, I think any sell-off in the market here would be an incredibly opportune bullish dip buying opportunity. Now let's look at XRP. We talked about this here. Boom. Look at this. It's come down. We got this. We're getting a move here. I mean, nice move. So are these going to be analogous to what we're seeing in other assets? Remember what we saw in BNB? Sorry. We had the same pattern. This same pattern with the roundingness. And then remember we just saw it on, what was it, Chainlink? The Adam and the stretched out Eve. But we're getting the move up. See, back to this level. Are we seeing that on Link yet? Look, this would be that level right here, which we are not seeing on Link yet, but we just saw it in XRP. What do we see on BNB? Look, this is that level right here, option J. Look, it came up to it. Chop even moved further. So Link has not done that yet, and it's probably one of the strongest assets out there, man. What were we just looking at? XRP. It's made the move back to this high. Are we getting that next leg up brewing? The next leg up, look at where it's at. It's testing. Why is it stopping there? Kelly, why is it not continuing? Well, look at the price action. This is where it rejected. We have two. This one is a little deeper. This one's a little higher, but it's right in the zone. Watch. If I put a horizontal line, option H, look at this. This overshot it. This undershot it. So this is literally just stopping where we know there's price interactivity of volume nodes of where price has found bounces before. Now it's finding resistance. If this clears, then to me, it's very obvious the next move up is going to be about where this blue line is, maybe a little higher, where all of these bottoms are, right in this zone, which is about back at the $3 level. That doesn't mean it's going to go straight there. No, it might, sort of work its way up a little. So, but we're looking at that next move up to go into here. Look at the guys, look at the momentum waves. Look at them just getting stronger, like weaker to the downside. So stronger bulls this is the strength and bulls brewing, strength and bulls, strength and bulls, strength and bulls. We got the money flow flip positive, but there's on the 1 hour, look at all this bearishness. So although we're bullish on the move making the continuation in the 1 hour chart, there's some signs of weakness that we may get a little bit of a washout. So that means we're watching for an opportunity back here at 260. Okay. But this is a bull flag. So the bull flag right here, the move out of that would be let's look at where that targets. Oh my God. Right to the blue line that we just talked about, $2.99, right at the $3. So the charter's suggesting up. There's a little bit of concern about a potential small short-term washout if it comes, but the chart is suggesting to the upside. What is Litecoin looking at? Litecoin, oh, I got to do Plume too. I forgot about that. So, I mean, look at this. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Holy moly, I didn't even notice this till we're doing this live. Most of this TA I do with you guys, I don't really set it up before we go live. Let's do the TA together. We can measure this. We can be jackasses and be like, this is how deep the head went, but that's going to give you an unrealistic sort of target on a breakout. So boom. So this is a shoulder. This is a head. This is a shoulder. The target on this would be up. Oh, look at this, right up to where the other lines are on the chart that we already had drawn. Boom, right up to about 175. That's the target up on Litecoin out of this. Does it mean it's going straight there? Hell, we might get a little bit more chop because we're coming into a weekend. What extra economic news comes today from something Trump proposes, right? We've had a lot of that every Friday now, but the setups are there. If we get another washout to the downside, then be prepared, potentially move back down to 108, but I'm not really seeing that. I'm seeing the upsides are more likely, but I'm prepared if we get another downside opportunity. Let's do Plume. I just said I was going to do it. Now I just went to render. Plume. Not really much TA to do on this. Let's see if there's another chart. I know it's newer. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So option T, boom. So we got a breakout. Not much history here, but we do have a breakout. So basically, boom, rejection. We've broken out, found support, kind of flipping this to support. But there's so little data on this. This is going to follow the whims of the market or a major news story of integration or listing on a major exchange or something like that, because it's a newer coin. So it's really hard to do TA on these. But I mean, essentially, if you're bullish on Plume, or you feel like you haven't got any, you like it, whatever. This is, I mean, W pattern and then a larger W pattern. But we'd be really watching for, yes, this broke out, had a little bit of a bounce. We're really watching a break of this zone. And actually, I'd do it a little bit wider. I would do from this, I would do it like this. Let me make, oh, God dang it. There we go. Let me make this double click. Why is that not? I guess that quick key doesn't work anymore. There we go. We're doing this zone right in here. We want to see what happens once we get into this zone. I think once we get above this, then we can start looking for another leg up. But this just looks like a consolidation. It's still providing opportunity. So there's not really much TA you can do on a coin like that. I mean, we can get down to, let's look at the 15-minute, but this is going to be irrelevant in 15 minutes. This is looking strong. If we can get above 16 cents and we're looking at going up to 17. Okay, yeah, who cares about that, right? ONDO. I'm so bullish on ONDO, and this is just trading in a sideways range. Remember what we were talking about with, we're on 15 minutes. What we were talking about with BNB and Link and XRP. We had the big washout. It's just ranging sideways. We really want to get this above $1.48 to $1.50, and then I think we can see another leg up. Remember, they just had a summit, kind of a, buy the rumor kind of thing. This really didn't sell off post summit. This is still feeling good. If this does dip, I'm going to be aggressive buyer on this on dips. But this, I mean, this is currently ranging, still in a good spot. What's something else? Oh, I want to look at Render. Render looks just the same as we were talking about with, I mean, so many of these coins look the same. We saw BNB. See this? This is that point, broke out. We saw a Link. It didn't quite yet get to this point. Where we at? Render, same thing. Come on, back to Render. Here, this is the point right here, 520. This is not yet getting there. Some of the market is starting to give leading signals. So just do with that what you will. SAI, Sharp AI. I got out over here in like the 4.6. I think I got out here. And look at where the price, it's down 50%. So did I just get out? No, I rotated this into ONDO, I rotated it into Link, so on and so forth. So good move. Does it mean I don't like this coin? No, I do like this coin, but the AI market specifically took a bit of a hit. We had the de-risking from all the DeepSeek stuff. So I said, okay, I still plan on having AI in my portfolio. for this bull run. But because there was such tightness on the risk narrative in the market, I de-risked, put it into higher conviction plays, and then now I can just remember I had smaller allocations to these. So now I'm pretty stacked into my larger cap or conviction cap plays like ONDO, Chainlink, Aerodrome. Because I rotated out of this, now my next DCA is now I can rotate back into this and I get it at a 50% discount. Same thing with AIXBT. You know, this didn't sell off as much. This looks a lot like some of the other ones, but is this starting to come into a bottom? It's starting to look like it. So I can start looking at getting an allocation back into this when I have some more dry powder that I've mined. Then we got HBAR, same thing. I mean, remember what we saw in BNB? This is that area that it already broke out of. XRP did the same thing. This has not even followed suit anywhere near that yet. So that means maybe you have a better opportunity there. Avalanche, same thing. This is that zone right there, but starting to round out, looking good. Look at this W formation right at the neckline. I think we're on the cusp of fireworks, everybody. So here we go. This is that same chart pattern. This is that level. This already attacked that level, came back below it, but we're seeing more bullishness in this. Tau is one of those ones I want to get back into. But guys, I'm so bullish on this market. I'm so bullish on this market. What else? Master trying to move. Yeah, how's Master doing? Let's look at Master. MSTR. Master. Man, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful sort of bull flag here. If this is the case, this would be, you don't even understand. Now, this is just a suggestion. I would not trade this as this exact pattern, but this is this breakout is suggesting a 378% move, 3.7x out of there. Is that going to happen? I mean, who knows? But golly, is this MSTR? I feel like yeah. Whoo, injective. Look at this. Nice move up, falling channel. This is like, just like we were talking about with Aerodrome, the fake out, breakout up, which is, it should do because of this move, tends to break out bullish, and then it comes right back down. But then look at this, within this, then you form a head and shoulders. And what does it do? This is actually so damn beautiful. Look at this move. This is about like that. So the breakout out of that, it doesn't quite get to the target to the downside, but look at this. Breaks out down, confirms. What do I mean by confirm? It lost this support line. It comes back up, flips this previous support to resistance. Now this is a confirmed breakdown as this clips this zone, and it boom comes down. Fake out up, fake out down. Now I think this can start move towards resolution. This is one of those coins I want to get back into as well. My biggest concern with this is, as bullish as this may be, currently this has not broken through these previous range lows. See? Bounce, 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 bounce. And look at where all the chop is over there. So this really needs to get through here, find some support. It probably will chop in here before it moves up. But the market is setting up. We just need to be patient. We need to be on our P's, mind our P's and Q's. Let's find the last bit of stacking you can do. Even if this frustrates the life out of us and goes sideways another 2 months, which I don't think it's going to do. Take every bit of stacking opportunity available to you. This is not financial advice. This is strategy advice. We've seen when people get max frustrated, that's when the market just absolutely opens up. We got a lot of bullishness that's actually brewing into the chart. We might need to be more patient than we thought, because this market is feeling a little different with all the bullish underpinnings from everything going on with what's, the new crypto administration. But how quick are those new bills and regulations going to get passed? What's going on with but doesn't change the bullish future we have. Maybe we wait a little longer than expected. Great. Let's practice some patience. Let's stack. But everybody, I love you. I really do appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to take a little time off this weekend. I'm not going to bring up anything, but there's just nonsense that we have to deal with all the time. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Sending love to each and every one of you. Find gratitude for love, find compassion, find forgiveness, find hope, hug trees, kiss puppies, share time with friends and family. It is Valentine's Day. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Head over. It's going to be a little bit early, but head over to Blockchain Basement. Share some love there. It's all I got. Adios, muchachos. If it dumps this weekend, I know I'm a buyer, but that's all I got. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being my Valentine. Goodbye.